Hey, my name is Sherman Jones, freshman running back, 2024, from Needville, Texas. Listen to Playmakers Corner.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Playmakers Corner podcast. I'm your host for today, Simon Voyanos, and we're back at it with another interview. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, man, your name, position you play, and where you're from?
My name is Sherman Jones. I'm a running back for Needville, Texas. Um, just grew up in a small town, and that's where it all started at.
Sounds good, man. And you're a freshman as well, correct?
Yes, say 2024.
Sounds good. So before I, move on and whatnot, and talk about this other thing. So you grew up in Needville, is that correct, or did you grow
Yes,
up somewhere? Okay, okay, okay.
I grew up in Needville.
Interesting,
Yes,
interesting. Well,
say.
that'll be an interesting story to follow. But speaking of stories, though, you know, we always ask all of our, well, first off, welcome to the show and whatnot. Thank you for coming
Thank
on.
you.
But we always ask all of our players and guests on the show these two questions here, and usually they give us an answer, and it's kind of a fun way to get this thing started, kind of an icebreaker type of deal. But we're gonna go ahead and assume you have a bunch of great memories while you've been an athlete playing and all that. But what's your favorite sports experience slash memory that you have while you were playing? So this is like a memory that you were actively like participating in, competing in.
Uh, my favorite sports memory was when I was in eighth grade. Actually, when I was in seventh grade, I started on B team playing football, and
Yeah.
that's when I don't know why I started on B team, but I started on B team, and then I went to one of the games. I started doing bad in the first half, I mean, and then the second half, I just scored like 4 touchdowns to 5 touchdowns, and I was like so excited after the game. I was like, dang. And that's when I knew next year, after that season, I knew I was going to be on 18 for eighth grade. So I was like, yeah, I don't like a plan.
Yeah, for sure. And I totally get that, man. I feel like, I mean, I don't know. Here in Colorado, they don't do A and B teams. By the way, in case you didn't know, not that I expected you to know everything about me, but I did grow up in Dallas, actually. So, I
Dang.
came up playing football over there in Texas and whatnot. So
Yes,
I know
sir.
all about A and B team. And I was the same way. I started B team. I did my thing. You know how it goes. You have
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
your
yeah.
deal and all that, and then
Yep.
you eventually get promoted up to A, and that's
Yes,
just how it
sir.
works. And so I totally get that. I feel like every person who goes from B team to A team kind of have a coming out story, kind of like that. So I
Yes,
feel
sir.
that for sure. But so obviously you love playing sports, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and assume you're maybe a little bit of a sports fan, but what's your favorite like sport viewing experience? So this is like a memory that you have where you're not like playing in the game, but maybe you're watching it on TV or you're at the game, and this could be any sport. It doesn't just have to be football.
Uh, well, I got to go to a Houston Texans game, football game. That's not my favorite team in NFL, but I kind of liked it again, like to experience, like looking at the real players and everything instead of being on TV. So I was kind of excited to see that happen and everything.
Yeah, no, for sure, and I totally get that. So out of curiosity, who's your squad? You a Cowboys guy or what?
Yes, sir. I'm a
Ah, I got you.
I'm a Cowboys and a Kansas City. I like Kansas City too.
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean I get that, I get that.
Yeah.
You gotta root for that dude Mahomes over there. He's a Texas
Yes,
boy.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I feel you, man. All right
Yeah.
then. All right, so let's talk more about football, but let's talk about your game specifically. So,
All right.
what is your reaction of my evaluation of your game? Obviously, I assume that you're able to, take a listen at that. And for the listeners out there, that is request part 23. That episode we did three other guys actually from Foster High School, and then you were our lone freshman, our standout on that episode. But what was your evaluation, good and bad?
What do you mean by that?
or sorry, what was your reaction to my evaluation? Do you think that was fair? Do you think was there anything you wanted to dispute on that or?
I think it was fair. I was kind of excited that it happened and everything. So I was like, well, I was kind of wondering like who like mentioned me and everything, but at the end, I was kind of excited.
Yeah, I feel you, man. And I believe you were mentioned on TikTok. We have not like a whole ton of followers, but we have a solid amount. And
Oh, yes, sir.
I believe we had a person who mentioned you as one of the standout freshmen because we were doing like a breakdown on some California running backs
Oh,
back
yes,
then.
sir.
But yeah, so you were on that. But appreciate that, man. All right then. So kind of sticking to your game here, talking about it a little bit more. But in your opinion, who are some guys or athletes that you model your game after? In your opinion?
My opinion, like any athlete that I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I would say any athlete. Well, football wise, and then any athlete. I go football and then any athlete from there as well.
All right, so this running back came from Needville. He was a running back for Needville, and then his name is Ashton Shreddick. I was kind of looking up to him because he taught me a lot during the summer before I got on varsity. So he was teaching me a lot of stuff, saying that like you're gonna make it on varsity and everything, and this is how we're gonna do it. I was like, all right. I was like, all right, bet, come on, let's do it. And then like we like worked out every day, all that stuff, feet work drills, everything, learning some plays and everything that he learned in high school. So that kind of like built up my experience with playing on varsity and everything. And then once my coaches said that they're gonna have me scrimmage with the varsity, I was still on the freshman's team. So they said they're gonna have me scrimmage with the varsity. I was like, dude, this is like amazing to me because I've been like wishing to be on varsity since seventh grade. Cause that's when I started like wanting to play football in seventh grade. So I was like, dude, this is like amazing. This is amazing stuff right here. And so I just played my heart out in the scrimmage, and then next day I know I was on varsity. And I told Ashton Sheddick that I was on varsity. He was excited too. He's like, that's good, man.
Nice, man. I actually relate to that story a little, pretty close because so I grew up in Dallas, Plano, specifically, and we have a guy, or we had a guy over there named Rex Burkhead. He's a running back in the NFL. Did his thing at Nebraska, played for the Patriots, won a ring with Tom Brady, and all that great stuff. And I vividly remember this. But as a freshman, just like you coming in, I remember that Rex actually came in over the summer and worked out with us and gave us a bunch of tips and whatnot. And
Yes,
so,
sir.
so I totally get that. That's cool though. That's what's up, man. That's what's up for sure.
Yeah, Ashton Sheddick goes to Cal Berkeley right now, playing
Oh,
over there.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Does he play for their squad and all that as well?
Yes, sir.
Got you. We'll have to look him up. Maybe do
Yes,
a
sir.
film breakdown here pretty soon. Here, put him on a little bit there. But that's what's up, man. All right then. So kind of talking about your game a little bit more in depth here. But in your opinion, what are 2 to 3 qualities that really separate you from other running backs in the state of Texas and in the country in general?
Uh, Something that separates me is I just stick to my head. I just do whatever my head tells me to do and my mindset. And like, there's some other good running backs out there, but if I see that, I'm gonna like, my mindset's gonna tell me you could do better than that. You could do better than that. Like, cause I'm trying to be that number one in the nation running back, And like, I'm trying to get history out here.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I totally get that, man. So it's a mentality thing, kind of like a Mamba mentality type of
Yes,
deal,
sir.
right?
Yes,
I
sir.
feel you. Okay, okay. That's what we like to hear here. All right then. So, with all of that being said, obviously you played a couple of snaps as a
Yes, sir.
freshman back over at Needville for the varsity team and whatnot. And so right now, at the time of recording this is April 18th, 2021. And so you're definitely in the off season. But while you've been in this off season, man, what are some things that you've been working on or making a point of working on specifically this off season?
Well, last season during my first playoff game, tore my ACL completely. I tore my ACL completely, and then well, right now I'm rehabbing. I got like 2 more months of rehabbing, and I'll be back out there with the boys. But I'm getting my work done in the weight room, running on the treadmill. I'm doing everything that needs to be done with my knee and everything, because I'm just trying to get back to it, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Well, that's good to hear that you're, rehabbing and doing your thing and getting better,
Yes, sir.
obviously.
Yes,
Because
sir.
we
Getting
we
bigger.
want to see you out there, as soon as possible, at full strength too. Ain't no need to rush it. You got time
Yes,
anyways.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
so I feel you then. All right then, man. So, with that being said, what are kind of some resources that you've been pulling on to either rehab or get better? So resources could be like, if you got a specific gym, trainers, stuff like that.
Well, my trainers, Coach Casey and Coach Cosper, they've been helping me a lot with my rehab and everything. They be telling me like, cause I want to go back out there already. They were like, no rush, don't rush it, cause it could get worse. And I was like, all right. And my mindset told me, hey, just like, just take it slow. Don't take it slow, but like take it decent and just get bigger and stronger and get ready to be out there again with all my boys, all my family and everything. Cause I miss playing with them. I have to get back out there, you know.
No, I totally feel you. Have they? I know in Texas they do spring ball. Have they started that over there at Needville?
Spring, yes, sir. They started spring ball over here.
Okay, so and then obviously you haven't been able to participate in that because you have been rehabbing and taking your time with all that. But you've been to games though and around them at least, right?
Yes, sir. Well, we haven't started games yet, but we started practicing already.
Okay, I got you. That's still a good thing though. That's still a good thing, no doubt. So,
Yes,
all right
sir.
then. Just curious about that, but all right. So, let's kind of talk about this last season then. So obviously we know how it ended, but for the listeners out there, we kind of want to catch your story here, and talk about just how the season went in general. So, you did talk about a little bit about when you knew you were going to start on varsity and all, or well, not start, but get snaps on varsity and be on varsity and do that deal for a second there. But I just want to ask you real quick here. So, how many games on the varsity level were you able to get in and get some good snaps in, or just playing in general?
I played in mostly all of them, except some ones that we like kind of were losing it a little bit. We had to like put the first string out there so they could do their jobs and everything. Cause I wasn't that good. I was just I was getting to know everything on varsity and everything. So they didn't want to start me yet. So like, I was like, okay, that's a deal. But like, I played in mostly all of them. I got like, let's see, 30. I got like 37 carries per game, kind of like that, something like that. I got like,
Okay.
I have a yeah.
No, I got you. I got you. All right then. So, with that being said, you got some good reps out there, and for a back to do that during a COVID era, well, during the pandemic, really, that's pretty tough. Because not even gonna lie to you, for a lot of freshmen coming in, trying to start or do their thing on varsity or even on the JV freshman level, it's tough because that prep time is not what it used to be, at
Yes,
all.
sir. Yes,
So,
sir.
you gotta roll with the punches and whatnot, and take those opportunities. And it really looked like that you did take the opportunities that were there. So, with that being said, what were some things that you kind of took away from your freshman season? So, like some lessons or stuff like that.
Let's see. Well, I learned. I learned to like. I learned how to go through like. Say I'm getting tackled. I learned how to lower my shoulders and everything. I learned how to see the field when I'm running the ball, learn all that stuff, and then I learned how to. Well, right now I'm trying to learn how like to start cutting a lot more and everything instead of like just slowing down and like going through a tackle and everything. I want to learn how to cut fast and everything, all that stuff. Which I know I will learn because I'm a quick learner, kind of like that. Yeah.
No, I feel you, man. And, there's some of those things that we definitely saw in your film. But I do believe I talked about that as well, how, I wanted to see you do a couple more cuts, get a little bit quicker there. And I think you will, because I feel like naturally you're just a really good athlete and whatnot. But that stuff does take time. Seeing the field, that takes a lot of time. I feel like a lot of running backs, especially young running backs coming out, and feel free to dispute me on this, but especially young running backs coming out, they're very reactionary. They don't exactly like read the blocks or read defenses up into that next level. But really that's the difference between good running backs and great running backs. Like looking at guys like a Saquon Barkley who are athletic freaks, right? No doubt. They're reactionary. They'll do their thing either way, to be honest with you. But they have excellent vision. Almost they can almost see in the future by reading those defenses, and that's not a bad spot to be at all, and that's actually really good to hear. So yeah, but let's talk about the future a little bit here, specifically this next season. So how are you feeling about this upcoming season in general?
Actually, I'm feeling great about this upcoming season. I got I'm kind of feeling great about it. It's just that I'm trying to get back already, trying to practice, getting to know some new plays. We got a new quarterback coming in. We got a running back coming in. I think we got a pretty good squad this year. I feel like we're gonna go far in it. You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's good to hear, man. It's good to hear that you're feeling pretty good about it. So, going into this next season, I think you did mention that your squad got to the playoffs, right? And then how far did they make it in the playoffs before y'all lost?
Second round, man. Second round.
Okay, I got it. That's not bad at all. That's second round in the playoffs. At least you got it in there. There's some guys who don't even make the playoffs in their high school careers. So I feel that, man. But with that being said, obviously, you want to take steps forward. You want to progress. So in your opinion, let's talk about you first. But in your opinion, what are some things that you feel like you gotta do to help your team take the next step forward? And then if you want to talk about your team in general taking the next step forward and what they gotta do, you can do that as well.
All right. Our team gotta first. My whole team gotta get their mindset right, and cause that was part of our thing last year. Our mindset wasn't right because all we kept doing because we kept letting them get in our head and everything. So we can't let that happen again. And then, well, my thing is that I'm a I want to make the team better. I kind of want to I don't know how to say this. I kind of want to run. I want to run. I want to run hard. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run hard. I'm gonna get as many times. I'm gonna get as many yards as I'm trying to get and everything like that. And then all right, my team gotta listen to my coach and everything, all that stuff. Well, we gotta get. I don't know how to say it, but we're gonna do way better than last year. That's what I'm trying to say. We're gonna do way better than last year. That's our mindset. We're gonna do better than last year. We're gonna try to make it all the way. We're gonna try to do our thing. That's what we're gonna try to do. Is do our thing and get ready for this season.
Yeah, no, for sure, I get you, man. I mean, eventually you just gotta get to the grind, right?
Yes, sir.
Just
That's what I was trying to say. Get
Yeah,
to the
no, for
grind.
sure, for sure. No, I got you. But yeah, eventually you just gotta get to the grind, and when it comes down to it, play football. You could plan and do all that great stuff, but I love hearing that. That you just want to get out there, play some football, and do y'all's thing. Because really, sometimes that's just really what it comes down to. And then if you gotta tweak things here and there, you do it as you go, or you can look back at that. Hindsight's 2020. So either way, but I got you. All right then. So, kind of wrapping up talking about high school ball a little bit here, but what are some goals moving forward that you have for high school ball? Obviously your freshman year's over, but you still got 3 more years, which is wild to me. But you got 3 more years, and so what are some goals you have for high school football?
My goal is to get a little bit more yards than I got this year. Well, I'm trying to get at least more than 2,000 yards this year to my sophomore year. maybe 2,500 yards. Trying to get up there. I'm trying to beat the school record. That's what I'm trying to do. Beat the school record for yards and everything. Because I think Ashton Shetty got that record. So I'm trying to beat him and show him how I can do it, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And that's a really good goal, actually.
Yes, sir.
That's a solid goal to chase after. That's a number, right? That's a number that you could chase. So I like that. All right
Yeah.
then. All right then, for sure. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about college. Usually we don't do this a ton with our underclassmen, but I think this would be a really good thing to look back at potentially and just look at moving forward. So, with college and whatnot, recruiting in general is going to be rough, right?
Yes, sir.
Luckily for you, you're a freshman, so you got some time and whatnot. And I say recruiting is going to be rough, not just specifically for you, but for everyone because of COVID, because, NCAA is giving a whole year of eligibility, so spots are a little bit more limited. But by the time you're a senior in 24, I want to say,
Yes, sir.
so by the time you are a senior in 24, the situation should be a little bit better. So, let's talk a little bit about the future here, man. Obviously you're a freshman. I'm just gonna throw that out there one more time. So, you haven't been through all the experiences of recruiting and all that stuff quite yet. At least, obviously to the level of craziness that it would be for upperclassmen. But what are some things you're looking at in schools in the future? Obviously, like I said, you got the rest of your career ahead of you, but just keeping it in the back of your head. But what are some things you got in mind for your kind of, I guess, dream school?
Well, my dream school is to go somewhere in Texas, or you know what? My dream school is LSU. I wanted to go to LSU because I heard they got a pretty good program over there, But that's close to Texas, so I wouldn't mind going to LSU. Like Texas A&M, I wouldn't mind going to them either. But it's whatever I get. I want to get a full ride to somewhere, because that's where I want to be at. I want to go. I want to get full rides to colleges and everything. I want to at least get enough colleges so I can pick through and everything and get where I want to be to a family.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's a really good answer. That's a very good answer actually. It is really all about making sure that college is paid for, because trust me, man, that's a huge thing in general. But I get it, being close to Texas and whatnot and wanting to be close to family and all that, so totally understandable. But all right then, so we'll I don't know, maybe in a couple of years we'll come back to this interview, maybe interview again and play that clip, because I think that's a pretty interesting thing there. But every underclassman every underclassman, has their list of schools that they want to go to, for sure, and upperclassmen, but especially when you're first starting out, that's always an interesting thing to reflect back on, for sure. But all right then,
Right.
so we are basically wrapping up this interview here, man. Once again, thank you so much for coming onto the show. But before we wrap up, um, is there anybody in particular who you'd like to mention or give a shout out who has been important to your academic or athletic career so far that you'd like to thank on the show? You mentioned a couple guys as well, a teammate over at Cal right now, but is there anybody else?
I want to mention my coach, all my coaches and everything. Coach Giles, Coach Hudgens, Coach Benson, Coach Hoffer, Coach Herntzer, Coach Lawson. I just want to say thank you to all of them. Coach Oliver, too. I want to say thank you to all of them for getting me to the point where I need to be at and everything. Trying to make the team better and all that stuff. I want to say thank you to my trainers, Coach Casey, Coach Cosper, for getting me prepped up for this season, and everything. And I want to thank my teachers for getting me to the point where I'm making good grades and stuff. Trying to get up there, trying to make a future out of myself. That's all.
No, and I feel that, man. I mean, honestly, moving forward, I feel like you got a pretty bright future. Torn ACL and all, you're going to rehab, you're going to get better, get stronger, which is what you were going to do anyways, even if you didn't tear it. So, really love watching your game. You're a smooth runner out there. Look, it's in my opinion, for you to get more playing time, I think it really just comes down to getting that playbook down, getting a couple other things down as well. But we here, not just me, but some of the other guys here who are at the Playmakers Corner have seen your film, and we have a lot of faith in you. We believe in you, and we really do look forward to seeing where you go and all that, and hopefully in the future. Maybe, you do have 3 more years, so maybe here at the Playmakers Corner, we could catch one of your games and, chop it up sometime with you.
And this year will be my last year playing with my brothers, because my brothers come here too, Eddie and Brian Jones. They play here too. It's their senior year, so I gotta make it happen for them too. I gotta make them proud of me.
Yeah, I feel that, man, and that's a great mentality to have, playing for your brothers and all of that. That's what makes football football.
Yes,
football is family, so I feel that for sure. So that's great to hear. Sherman, we appreciate you coming on to the podcast and all that. We think you're a heck of a talent. We look forward to seeing you play in the future, and we wish you all the best.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So that'll wrap up this interview for the Playmakers Corner podcast. Remember, follow us on all of our social medias. That's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all that great stuff. Make sure you follow our TikTok. We'll be releasing, clips and highlights of some of these players we got here. At least first off, that's what we'll be doing, and then we'll obviously post it on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. And then make sure you follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube as well. We'll be posting more stuff there, like these interviews and more film breakdowns coming up soon.